It's Tuesday, time for our live video chat. This is Sara Sach, and welcome into my yarn studio today. We have a lot of fun things to talk about, and while I'm waiting for everyone to get here, I'm going to tell you a joke. Now, keep in mind, this is not a true story. This is a joke. All right. So, I went to the store and I purchased a rescue puppy over by, say, PetSmart. Hi, Elizabeth. So this is the way the joke goes. I went over to PetSmart and I purchased a puppy. I brought the puppy home and his tail fell off. So I took it to Walmart. Why did I do that? Anybody know? I'll give you the answer later. Clink in, everybody. I've got my big cup of joe today. Good morning, Ann. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Rachel and Elizabeth and Petra. If you missed the joke I just told a few seconds ago, you can catch up later. Well, we have a lot of fun things. We have a lot of fun things to talk about today. The first thing I want to talk about is I was in Walmart the other day, and I was taking a shortcut through the fabric department to run to the potty, and I spotted these. And so I purchased a few just to see what they were like. 50 cents a piece. They're 1 ounces of worsted weight number 4, and I was pleasantly surprised at the quality and the texture. They're softer than most worsted weights out there, and you're going to get 1 ounce for 50 cents. And what a great way to make a gift basket for someone wanting to learn to crochet or knit. Anyway, 50 cents. Oh, they're worsted weight number 4s. Whole bunch of pretty colors. I just thought I'd mention those. Yes, I bought a few. Oh, and these are by Lion Brand. So, yeah. Great bargain if you're needing to, even if like they're 1 ounces. So if you don't want to buy a whole skein, you just need a few colors. Great bargain. All right. Anyway, I'm going to toss those down there. So today our question that we're going to talk about is how to begin when you're wanting to join a circle, starting crocheting in a circle. Isn't this pretty? This is one of my new covered polymer clay hooks. I do have a video on that if you want to know how to do that. But anyway, when I first began crocheting, I learned from a book, and they had 3 different ways of starting your crochet in a circle. So I've got my board here. I added a little heart because Valentine's Day is coming, and I love my fans and friends. Okay, so I have 3 different ways here, and if you look at them, they're not much different, are they? This one here is the chain 5. You chain 5, you join, and then you crochet over that chain. The second one here, this is the chain 2 method, where you chain 2 and then you begin stitching, if you're using single crochet, in the second chain from the hook. Sometimes you end up with a hole, and so you have to go back and close that hole. This third way here is what people call the magic circle. Now, when I first started crocheting, let me move the board down here. When I first started crocheting, I learned from a book, like I said, library books, and they called it the beginning circle or the beginning ring. And it's nowadays it's called the magic circle or the magic ring. They're all the same thing, and I have a little video. I'll post that underneath this video in the comments when we're done. I did a quick little video to demonstrate all 3 styles. And so the question that I got, and it was so funny because I got a couple and then I set it aside because I had some other questions I wanted to answer. And then I got another question this last week, so I thought I'd go ahead and talk about it. So, what I want you to do, I posted a picture of this yesterday, a lipstick, on my Posh Pooch page, and I found it really interesting which people preferred magic circle, which people preferred the chain 2, and it was about 50-50, because I really thought most people did the magic circle. I personally prefer the chain 2, only because it's a little bit clumsy when you get started. I love the magic circle because you can pull the string and close the hole. but to me, they look pretty much the same. So what I want you to do is post which one is your favorite, or maybe which one you use the most. Now, as far as the 3 kinds, they all have a purpose. This first one where you chain 5 and join, and then you stitch your stitches over that chain 5, that one is perfect for doing granny squares, or something where you want maybe that little hole in the center, or it's a little chunkier, especially if you're going to use a little bit heavier yarns, maybe not always for worsted weight 4 or lower. And so it works really, really good. Yes, Jen says she can't get the hang of the magic circle. Watch my video. Now, one thing I realized after I did the video is I do my magic circle a little bit different than a lot of other people. Elizabeth said she does the chain too. There's nothing magic about her circles. I don't even know why it's called the magic circle. I really don't. I just, when I started seeing it, I'm like, what in the world? And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's similar to how I learned doing the beginning chain, or the beginning circle, or the beginning ring, actually. So anyway, but the first one I talked about really isn't for like hats and, you know, booties and stuff like that, where you need the toe or the beginning of it to be tiny and tight. This type here with the chain 5 is mostly for granny squares and that sort of thing. The other 2 pretty much are interchangeable. And it is a little bit clumsy when you're first starting. Good morning, Brandy. It is a little bit clumsy when you're first starting to do the magic circle. And I've had to practice it a lot, I remember, many years ago, and then I just kind of got away from it. And I really, really do prefer chain 2, or however many. If I'm going to do a half double, I chain 3. If I'm going to do a double crochet, I chain 4. That way those first few chains count as your first stitch. So what I want you to do is I want you to put on there which one you like the best, though. All right, I'm going to try to do a little demonstration. Let me cut that off so I don't have to take that out. And just show you the way that I do my magic circle. So I take my yarn, you have a tail end and you have the long end, and you cross it over like this and you make a loop. Okay? And then all you do is, instead of doing the double loop, I don't do that. You go through, put my yarn over there, and you pull your yarn back through, and then you make your first stitch. Then don't drop your hook. And you make your first stitch. And then all you do is, as you're crocheting around, move this over here, you're crocheting on this string, and then when you're all done, you just pull that loop and it makes it close. I noticed that a lot of other people do like a double loop, and I find that one to be kind of, I don't know, I just never cared for it. It didn't work for me very good, because you end up with 2 strings that have to be pulled, where the way I do it, it's just 1. Well, you know, a lot of people really love the magic circle. Linda said she uses it all the time. And a lot of people love it. I mean, and it does have a good quality to it, because you can pull that string and it tightens it up, and then you can join and go on around with your circle. When I'm doing, like, say, a stuffed animal, the Ammies, I do use the magic circle. I like that because you can tighten it really tight. It's going to stay put, and then you can just go on around. Because with the stuffed animals, you don't join and chain 1. You just keep going. I guess it's when you're stitching in the round without joining that I like the magic circle the best. When I'm doing, say, a hat or a dog hat, or something where I don't need it to be quite so dense and tight, I will go ahead and do the chain 2. So, but like I said, I made a little video. I think it's like 6 minutes, and it just is a demonstration of all 3 styles that I learned. And it's on YouTube, but I'll link it to this so you can, if you want to take a look at it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to keep my YouTube channel a negative-free zone. And so lately I've been saying, let me grab my glasses, that I'm just an Oma having fun. I am not a professional. And that's really the truth. I'm just having fun over there. All the patterns that are on there are ones that I wrote, and it's so funny. One thing I decided to do this year is I'm going through a lot of my older patterns, and I did some last year also, and I'm updating them, making sure they're easier to read on the blog, and then I'll try to make a video that goes along with it. Well, I realized, I mean, some of these patterns are maybe 8 years old, and boy, years ago, I did not know how to write a pattern. I'm going through here, you know, I was working on one a while ago, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Why is there no this or that or whatever? So that's been kind of a good thing. And one neat thing about it is if you're not into videos, I have free patterns on my blog. And if you're not into reading the pattern, then I have the videos on my YouTube. So it's just kind of fun. And like I say, I'm not a professional. I'm just having a good time. I love yarn, I love crochet, and I love dogs. So before I show you a few things, did you miss the joke at the beginning of the video? I'll retell the joke. Okay, you ready? This is a joke. No dogs were hurt in the telling of this joke. Okay, so I went to PetSmart and I rescued a pet, a little puppy. This is a joke. I did not do this. I went to PetSmart and I rescued a little puppy. And when I got home, his tail fell off. So I took him to Walmart. How come? Anybody know? It's because, are you ready? It's because Walmart is the #1 retailer in the country. Is that not the dumbest joke you ever heard? So if you need to have your dog retailed, go to Walmart. So anyway, you want to see what's new this week on Posh Pooch Designs? Well, I had a lot of fun yesterday. I had a question. Last week I did how to add the polymer clay to your hooks. Really easy, fun video. And then somebody asked me to explain how I do my buttons. And so yesterday I did a video on how to make the buttons. And I make these buttons. I like them because they're big, and I make them sparkly. There's some dog bones, some flowers, you know. And so yesterday I did one to make hearts. And, oh, they turned out so pretty. Let me grab some of these so you can see them. Aren't these pretty? Here's one that turned out a little bit red on one side. So I did a video yesterday on how to make the polymer clay buttons. Really easy. And you don't have to make like fancy canes or anything. This is just, I would say, a beginner video on how to make buttons with polymer clay. And I used the little tiny cookie cutters. And I also explained to you some other tools you can use if you don't have the official polymer clay tools. Because I want everyone to be able to have fun and do these sort of things. Here's some I did that were Christmas. So, if you want to learn how to make polymer clay big old buttons. Oh, thanks, Linda. Anyway, so if you want to learn how to make these great big old buttons, I did that video yesterday. And it was so funny because something that I have done for years is rather than buying expensive lacquer, I just use nail polish to gloss them up or sparkle them up. And somebody else said, I do that too. I thought I was the only one. So that's a lot of fun. And, you know, like I said, it's not a professional video. It's just to show you what I do. And I love making my own buttons because years ago when I first started designing dog sweaters and dog hats and things for dogs, I could not find any dog bones or dog paw buttons that I really, really liked. They were all so tiny. They're cute, but they were really tiny. And I found that dog bone cookie cutter one time when I was at Walmart, or no, Hobby Lobby. I found it at Hobby Lobby, you know, and it was the perfect size, and it's a little bit bigger. And so I thought, wow, they make cookie cutters that are small but bigger than buttons, and it worked. And if you go to Hobby Lobby and also Michael's, they have little kits with small cookie cutters, and then they also have ones you can buy individually, and that's what I do. And I have this big bag of them. I even have some that look like lips and mustaches and stuff, so I'm really going to have some fun. So that was yesterday. The video that I'm going to do this week is this bag video, and this is a video that I did, I'm going to say about 5, maybe 7 years ago. Maybe, yeah, I think it's closer to 7. And it was my first pattern for making a cotton bag, I believe. It might have been my second. But this is just a round bottom bag using the double crochets and then cross stitch alternating. Really simple. And this is a nice size bag if you're going to go to farmer's market, or you're just going to run and pick up some vegetables or something, or even the yarn store. It fits quite a few skeins of yarn in it. And it's very stretchy. And this pattern, I already rewrote the pattern and updated that. And this is one I did on the same one. And look at those crazy colors. I had a whole bunch of leftover cotton yarns. And I thought, they weren't big enough really to make a washcloth. But I didn't want to throw them away. So I just hooked them all together and made this crazy bag. And I absolutely love it. Fits my personality. Anyways, I'm hoping to get this video up in the next couple of days. Now, last week we did the, let me grab this. Last week we did the headband for the Happy Hearts. Sorry. For the Happy Hearts headband. And this week, probably maybe Friday, I'm hoping to be able to explain how to make this headband into the hat. And I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing those in 3 different videos. I did the headband, then I'm going to do the hat, which is a slouchy. And then I also have the video I'm going to do for the cow. And it's all done the same way. The technique here is done the same way. And it looks complicated, but it's really not. Because you go through and you do all the tops of the humps of the hearts, and then you come back through and you do all the bottoms, and then you hook it together, and then you go and do the top, then you go down and do the bottom. I mean, it's really, really easy. No crazy technique or stitches. So, and on the blog itself, it has pictures that shows you exactly where to put your stitches. So if you're one who likes a written pattern, and if you're one who likes a video, this is on my YouTube channel. Oh, Michelle, that's okay. You know what? If you're late or you miss out on something on our live videos, it's okay. I mean, I'll miss you if you're not here, because I like all your comments. Good morning, Christine. I didn't see you sneak in. Good morning, Denise. I think I missed some people. Did I say good morning to Petra? Good morning, Michelle. But anyway, if you missed the beginning of the video, they're always on Facebook, number 1. And number 2, I always put them on YouTube, and I always add some little fun stuff on the YouTube one. So go. I always like to when I'm editing, I like to snap some funny pictures of myself, because with my editing program, I can just go, oh yeah, save that as a picture, save that as a picture. And so they're always ones where my mouth's open or my eyes are rolled back in my head or something weird. So anyway, that's our video for today. Does anyone have any more questions or anything? Now, on that video that I made with the 3 styles of starting a circle, if you're used to doing one, practice the other one. My thing is, they all have a certain purpose, and depending on what the designer of the pattern that you're working on is doing, they may choose one or the other type way to start. And I unless the designer says, oh, this will work or that'll work, I always try to do what the designer says. But you can always ask questions. I don't know any designers that wouldn't mind if you ask the question, can I use a chain 2 instead of the magic circle? I will tell you that I don't, if you email me and I don't answer your question, email me again, because sometimes that stuff goes to my junk file and I don't see it till later. Good morning, Judy. It's like I said, it's okay that you're late, because it's always on Facebook, it's always on YouTube, so don't worry about it. So I hate to say goodbye because some of you just got here, but it's okay. I'm going to link the video on the 3 styles of joining in a circle. This heart pattern, yes, Linda. She asked if it's on YouTube. It is. It's the Conversation Hearts dog collar. And I also tell you where I get the pattern from, which is kind of an interesting thing, from my mother-in-law. But yes, this little heart is the heart that's on there. It's called the Conversation dog collar, where I hooked them all together, made it into a collar. It makes a nice headband. It makes a nice applique. It's really simple and easy. The heart headband. Yes. The heart headband. She said, no, I mean the heart headband. Yes, this headband is already on there. It says it's called Happy Hearts headband, and it'll tell you in it that it is part 1, and part 2 is going to be the hat, and part 3 is the cowl. So we have lots of fun stuff planned. Anybody else have any questions? I do have a lot of yarn behind me, and to be honest with you, that's probably not even half of it. The yarn that I have behind me is what I use the most. It's like worsted weight, and then some of my specialty yarns over on this side. And I've got a huge box sitting over there. I've got a closet loaded with a lot more yarn. It is a little bit of an addiction. But when new yarn comes out, I want to try it. Oh, my daughter Elizabeth just said, can you come over and crochet? I wish I could. That would be like so fun. If y'all don't know, my daughter is Elizabeth Spivey from Callie's Clips and Crochet Creations, and she makes a lot of really cool things. Her latest pattern is it's the key tab slouchy hat, and she made it into where you can make it into a messy bun. And she did it with a mommy one, a daughter one, and the American Girl one. All three. It's called Mommy, Daughter, and Dolly, I think. Key tab messy bun hat or something like that. But it has all 3 patterns, and the yarn she used is just gorgeous. Well, Brandy says she wishes her yarn stash looked like mine. This is not my yarn stash. This is my everyday yarn. So, yeah, I'm really blessed. She's making Elizabeth just said she's making a video and she's editing it now. So it's going to be on YouTube. Go find her on YouTube. She's Callie's Clips and Crochet Creations. We love to get together and talk yarn, and we love to get together and crochet. And she was here at Thanksgiving, and we did a couple of silly videos and stuff like that. So anyway, I need to get going. Thank you all for being a part of, let's see, I did this upside down, my YouTube channel. Is that a heart? There we go. Like coordination. So have a wonderful week. And as my granddaughter says, stay crafty, my friends.